This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. There were no public indications of any further progress toward a normalization deal after the top diplomats of Armenia and Azerbaijan held their latest round of talks yesterday in Washington. The parties noted the progress they have achieved toward the conclusion of a historic agreement on peace and establishment of interstate relations and agreed to continue the work, the two countries' diplomatic services said in identical readouts. There was no additional information made immediately available on the outcome of the meeting, which was brokered and mediated by the U.S. Secretary of State. Speaking with reporters beforehand, Antony Blinken said he believes Yerevan and Baku are very close to being able to reach a final agreement, and indicated a peace deal would open extraordinary possibilities for both countries, the region that they share, and for their relationship with the United States. He did not elaborate. Armenia's Ararat Mirzoyan and Azerbaijan's Ceyhun Bayramov last met for negotiations in May in Almaty, Kazakhstan's largest city. They were in Washington this week for NATO's annual summit. That prompted a senior Russian diplomat today to express deep regret over Armenia's participation. By deepening cooperation at such a pace with those whose goal is Russia's strategic defeat, Yerevan itself is risking seriously destabilizing the situation in the South Caucasus to the detriment to its own security, Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Galuzin told the RIA Novosti news agency. There was no immediate reaction from Yerevan. Armenia's investigative authorities have opened a criminal probe on suspicion of traffic violations after 2 people were killed and another 5 injured, including 2 seriously hurt, when a car transporting demobilized servicemen crashed today in still unclear circumstances. The servicemen had called a taxi to take them to Yerevan from Armenia's southernmost Syunik region after completing their mandatory 2-year military service, the spokesperson for the country's investigative committee said. One of the deceased is the driver, and the other one is one of the passengers. 2 of the people who sought medical care are severely injured. 2 of them are moderately injured, and 1 of them is mildly injured, Gor Abrahamyan wrote on Facebook. There were no other details made immediately available. It marks Armenia's latest non-combat army deaths. According to a tally kept by the Prosecutor General's office, the majority of deaths in the army last year did not take place in combat. Only 19 of the 54 soldiers lost last year were killed in action. More died in accidents, including accidents related to mishandling weapons or by suicide. Members of a group advocating for the right of Armenians forcibly displaced from Nagorno-Karabakh to return to their homes traveled to Geneva this week to meet with United Nations representatives. The discussions focused on the right of collective return, the release of Armenian hostages detained in Baku, and safeguarding Armenian cultural heritage in Nagorno-Karabakh. The Committee for the Defense of the Fundamental Rights of the People of Nagorno-Karabakh said in a press release yesterday. There were no other details made immediately available. The delegation was led by Vartan Oskanyan, who previously served as Armenia's foreign minister and now leads the group, which was formed in January. Speaking in Geneva Tuesday at an event sponsored by Christian Solidarity International, Oskanyan argued that justice for the people of Nagorno-Karabakh and durable lasting peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan are inextricably interconnected, and urged the international community to do more to ensure Nagorno-Karabakh's Armenians can return to their homes. You can also check out the latest episode of CivilNet's weekly Insight series. In this week's special broadcast from the shores of Lake Sevan, host Erica Kopian breaks down the mounting environmental issues facing Armenia's biggest lake and explains why the government should do much more in its efforts to address them. You can find the full broadcast up now on civilnet.am or through the link in the video description below. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 199. That's because today marks the 199th birthday of the Armenian playwright Gabriel Sundukian, who is considered the founder of modern Armenian drama. Sundukian was born in Tbilisi in 1825 and was buried there when he died in 1912. He remains best known for his comedies, namely the plays Khatabala and Pepo. Yerevan's State Academic Theatre bears Sundukian's name. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.